Alright, so this is going to be another movie review. This one's called Broken Embraces, 2009. This is going to be another Pedro Almodóvar flick. I'm getting it 4 to 5 stars. It was on the right track. It just had minor flaws in it. I didn't care for the movie within the movie, Women on the Verge of a Nervous Breakdown remake kind of thing. This annoying, chubby Spanish woman with the short hair bragging about her sexual exploits as a cocaine dealer. Um, she's got some kind of fantasy about some man's big toe. Um, Weird, kinky stuff from Pedro Maldemar. I just got done watching his gay airplane movie, which was completely disgusting and revolting. I hated that flick. But this one wasn't nearly as bad because it's got the hot looking Penelope Cruz with her fake boobs. And speaking of fake boobs, this movie doesn't waste any time. It starts off with this character named Harry Kane. He changed his name. He used to be a film director, and then he went blind. So he tells the story through a series of flashbacks, kind of like the skin I live in, kind of mashed up time sequences going back and forth between the 90s and 2008. Um, so there's that. Um, but it starts off, he's like, he's got some hot looking blondie babe with her fake boobs and the moles on her boobs. And he's asking her all sorts of questions like, what does her body look like? And describe her body, that kind of stuff. Then they start humping on the couch, and she's pretty hot. But then the guy's agent or helper or whatever, his former fling, his ex girlfriend, she walks in the room and she's her his ex girlfriend's uh, boyfriend's gay son comes in there and he wants to make a movie about a gay situation. Gay man is shunned by his father, kind of similar to his own life, almost like an autobiographical thing. I don't know why Amaldamar has to have gay characters in every single movie, but it doesn't distract too much from the story in this one. I just didn't really care for the. I hated women on the verge of a nervous breakdown, and I hated the Sorry remake. A lot of recycled actresses in this one, which is not to say they're not. I'm not saying they're all ugly women, but definitely the chubby one is just disgusting. And to hear her talk about kinky stuff is just a total turn off when she's talking to Penelope Cruz. And ironically, the only time we see Penelope Cruz naked is when he's with her, her sugar daddy, creepy guy. You know, humping, humping while they're covered in the bed sheets, which is kind of bizarre. But anyways, getting back to the beginning of the movie. So this Harry Kane dude, he tells the gay guy to get lost. He doesn't want anything to do with him because he figures out that it's his dead girlfriend, Penelope Cruz. It's her it's her boyfriend, her sugar daddy's gay son, and so the the gay son doesn't turn out to be all that bad. He's just kind of spying on them, and but he's kind of a benevolent spy towards the end. And there's a great scene with Penelope Cruz like batting his camera away, kind of like a naked kiss kind of scene. And Pedro Malabar tries to follow the steps of Alfred Hitchcock with this cool-looking spiral staircase camera angle kind of thing. So he's got that going. This is a romantic thriller kind of film noir. It's got a kind of film noir feel to it, and that's I suppose that's why I like this movie a lot. So Penelope Cruz is flashback to the 90s. Penelope Cruz, she's a secretary for this creepy pervert guy who's like 60 years old, and he's anyways. There's probably not much age difference between this guy and Penelope Cruz. It's just that she's got plastic surgery, so she looks like she's still 20, and that's why it looks kind of creepy. But anyways, so Penelope Cruz's father has some kind of illness, and she can't afford to take him to a nice private clinic there in Spain. It's probably socialized medicine, I'm guessing. So at first, the sugar daddy dude, the the employer, who's got a boss secretary relationship, he tries to hire her as a hooker to raise money for her father to get medical treatment because this guy's near death, and he needs he needs treatment really bad. I think the mother said that he was throwing up blood all night long or something. I don't know. He's got some kind of late stage cancer or something, and so when Penelope Cruz finds out that the client contacted her directly for prostitution, she's disgusted by the whole thing. And but then he calls her on the phone again, not as a prostitution client, but as someone who genuinely wants to help. So she ends up taking her dad to the private clinic thanks to the sugar daddy there, and she ends up shacking up with him. Um, but then she gets quickly bored. She's like a libertine kind of gal, so she wants to become a movie actress, even though she has no experience. She gets hired by this Mateo guy, who's later changes his name to Harry Kane after he goes blind, and they start having an affair. Um, the gay son is pretending to do a documentary, but really he's filming the affair going on. And Sugar Daddy hires a lip reader to explain what they're saying to each other while the camera's rolling. And so they're just sitting on the couch watching them have this affair while she's Well, the lip reader is telling the guy what they're saying to each other, which is rather salacious kind of material there. And then Penelope Cruz shows up. She says she wants to leave him, and he proceeds to push her down the stairs. So she's all banged up, broken bones and whatnot, bruises, broken bones, and for some reason she decides to stay with him. I guess because she's really obsessed with finishing the film. He's the sugar daddy guy is the producer of the film, and don't ask me how he got involved. It's all very complicated, but so so they get in another fight, and she takes off with Mateo, aka Harry Kane, and the sugar daddy guy gets all pissed off, and he releases the film using all the worst takes, kind of like a Caligula kind of deal. Um, I think the name of the movie is called Women with Suitcases or something. Has something to do with cocaine. And so Harry gets all razzled up. He decides to go to Madrid, and they travel in a car together. And the uh, the gay kid is tailing them. And then somebody just smacks their car really, really hard out of nowhere. It's kind of one of those moments that give you a jolt. Kind of cool. Little cinematography tricks there. And Penelope Cruz dies. Mateo goes blind. He renames himself Harry Kane so he can become a writer. And under the pseudonym, he can sort of get rid of the bad taste of the Women in Suitcases producer cut. And then turns out his agent lady, the other ugly Spanish woman, she's she was his ex-girlfriend, and there's some kind of she mentioned something about gay. I don't know if Mateo was gay at one point, or maybe he's bisexual. I don't know. Or I guess he was gay and he turned to straight. That's kind of awkward. I couldn't really follow the dialogue when she was like confessing all this stuff. It turns out that she was the one who told the sugar daddy where the hiding place was. So she felt really guilty about that. But she did sort of redeem herself towards the end. So, anyways, I don't want to spoil too much of the ending, but it turns out Mateo is the son of the kind of teenage friend who likes to tag along. He overdoses on mescaline or something, some kind of weird drug, MDA or something like that. And what that has to do with the plot, I'm not sure. But in any case, there isn't really much plot in this movie anyway. It's more like a film noir, like I said. So that's about all I have to say about this movie. It's got a lot of twists, story twists, and cool little revelations. surprises. So I'm not really against the whole gay thing unless you're talking about I'm So Excited, which is a movie that I just watched. I'll review that one next, man. That movie was awful. But yeah, I'm watching Peter Greenaway film about Rembrandt painting called The Night Watcher, something like that. Rembrandt's supposed to be like the number four painting of all time. But I'll get into that later. I found a room on 33rd Avenue between Judah and Irving, so I'll be moving there on 31st. My church lady friend was supposed to get me a mattress at Costco, but I haven't heard anything about that. And they're supposed to get me like an oven and stove. I haven't heard anything about that. So it's only $450 a month, which is what I'm paying for this little room, and it's 400 square feet. So I really can't complain too much, but parking is going to be a problem. San Francisco, of course. It's not too bad in the avenues, but I might have to go around the block a few times to find a parking spot. And so I was pretty happy about that. I'll probably reach my goal of saving 20,000 this next year, and still no girlfriend. Been putting crazy hours. Sorry that took me so long to do another movie review, but what happened was I lost the disc and had to get a replacement. And I was only 5 minutes short of finishing the movie, so that was a real bummer. I had to wait another 4 days or so to get the disc, and I got it, watched it, watched the last 5 minutes, and promptly turned it back in. So in the meantime, I was watching this horrible gay airplane movie called I'm So Excited, 2013, Pedro Almodóvar flick, and I wasn't even paying attention to it. I was looking on some online dating apps while I was watching it. So I went back and watched the whole thing, and it was pretty terrible. So I'll get into that review later. But yeah, I'm almost done with all this art house stuff. Like I said, I worked over 80 hours last week, and I'm putting in 70 plus hours this week. So I'm pretty burned out. Haven't had time to watch Netflix during the past week and a half, but I'm gonna knock out two tonight, and hopefully I'll get this Greenaway flick out of the way. Um, by Tuesday at least, and then I'll review Death Count 4, which I've been holding off on watching for the longest time, but I'll finally get around to watching that. So a little break from the art house stuff. I'll get into the horror comedy genre, which is kind of fun. We'll see how it goes. I saw the beginning of it. It looked pretty good. Um, and the director keeps bugging me to watch it, post a review on IMDb, and I'll definitely post a review on YouTube for sure. Then I'll probably just type up whatever I say on YouTube I'll just copy it on IMDb. So I got that in the works for Christmas week. I have my son from Tuesday through Sunday, 6 days, and my dream girl best friend is coming down from Renton, Washington. So I just told her, let me know when you're free from your family obligations, and we'll be there. You can count on it. Me and my son. My son wants to check out her Beamer, and she wants him to start up his own YouTube channel, trying to figure out how to do the Minecraft overlay with the picture in picture while he's talking in the microphone. So, so I told her to encourage him to do that because she encouraged me to start this channel. So she was kind of chiding me that I didn't have any videos uploaded. So now I've got over 1,000 videos and counting. So, anyways, enough about that. I'll let you go. I'm gonna review. I'm so excited. The only reason that the title exists is because there's some kind of gay lip sync of the Pointer Sisters song that goes by the same name. Otherwise, the title really doesn't make any sense. But I'll get into that later. All right, that'll be my next review. So can't say highly recommended for this one, but definitely check out the nude scenes in this one. Penelope Cruz is the reason to watch. She's a talented actress. I like her in Volver as well. So that's my second chance to see her put her skills to use. Not to mention that she gets naked in this one. Um, so pretty good flick. It's about the same as Volver, I guess, in terms of quality. But I'm not going to post the trailer in the description box, and that's the end of my review. Laters.